Okay, so let's see how you can do really powerful installment of energy that's gonna manifest a different scenario for you. First of all, people sometimes say subconscious sabotage, or what is that? Automation, habit, reinforcement of a loop. You have programs that are running in your subconscious to automate stuff for you. Now, unfortunately, there might be some inherent limitation to how we have perceived reality before. That, I don't know, you can go somewhere and somebody say no to you, and you create this like emotional disappointment because you experience a restriction, a boundary. Okay? Now, how your mind works, it projects the relationship to life by this inherent memory. So if I'm experiencing a boundary and I have no way to push through in that situation because maybe it's another free will being that says, okay, no, sorry, we're not going to do this. Like, I'm not interested. Let's say you're a door-to-door salesman. You go, tuck, 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 tuck. People are like, no, please go away. No, please go away. No, please go away. Now, if you impress that, then the next time you're already going to go there expecting the same thing, and that may create a negative feedback loop. Because now actually, it is not people that are saying no to you, but it is the impression that you will meet the same kind of scenario. So you have to transform that inwardly first, and then later people will have reflecting the like your inherent projection. So now if you open up, okay, if you push this out, if you open up and you say, hey y'all, I feel like you're going to be really I feel like you're going to be really interested in what I'm selling you today. People are going to be like, I feel really interested to hear what you're selling to me today. So just an example, yes? So what is this then that stays with us as a decision of previous disappointment? It's emotion, it's an imprint, okay? So you can then push out these imprints on an energetic level and create a different projection. I am showing up and everybody's clicking like to my video, okay, because it's so informative, because it's so beautiful. You just can't stand sitting there and not liking and subscribing, for example. And then with this affirmative projection, okay, where what I'm envisioning, the idea and the feeling that I'm projecting is like I'm already one with it, then it's going to work. Okay. So that was a little bit technical. And let me give you just an example. Last night I was actually making videos here, and I felt inspired to share some things about like manifesting monies and that kind of stuff. Now, a couple of years ago, I used to manifest effortlessly a lot of different kind of like monies coming in different ways, and like really like super effortlessly, just on a positive feedback loop. I'm manifesting it, and it's like no work, it's just like playtime, and then just more money appears, and the positive feedback loop is reinforcing itself. So in the meantime, I was like a little bit off. I was like dabbling in this and that, not having really a structure, what I'm doing, what I'm working. And then the habit that my body picked up is like kind of like uncertainty, kind of like not really in the flow with that. And so that became my new preset, the current version of myself. It's like, I'm like not really on a row here. I'm not really in a positive feedback loop. So as I did this reminiscence and I share with you guys on my YouTube how you can do this stuff, coming into your intention from the 0 point, you're pushing that intention through. Immediately what I got pinged back from the universe were some like meditation somebody recorded, and it shows up on my phone like wealth and money affirmations. So you plug it in and it says like, I am wealthy, I am like creating a lot of value, I receive a lot of money, stuff like this. So when I was listening to these affirmations and I was meditating, I felt my other thought forms that were simply the residual of my previous habits in the last couple of months or years, where they were like not in sync with that. So I then do some breath work so I can start to push this. Okay, I am abundant, I am wealthy, I'm like, and create a true emotional vibration throughout my being that this holds true. Otherwise, I can see in my mind's eye that when I say I am abundant and like money comes to me from all different uh, endeavors or opportunities, they just show up, and my body's like, yeah, no, but like I don't want to play that. I'm kind of not feeling like I want to do this. Okay, so that's just a previous decision, previous thought form, and a previous feeling, and then you have a bunch of them. So right now I'm going to tell you, if you are going to invoke an affirmation like, so I am juicy, I am sexy, I am entertaining, I'm amazing, I'm powerful. It's also that uh, you are literally picking a frequency. All the frequencies, all the versions of you, they exist in the now moment. This is the nature of this holographic reality. It's a sound sculpture, literally. Even though it's condensed into like physical matter, it's still a sound sculpture. It's made of sound, light sound if you want, but you know, it's made of vibration. So when you start to say, I am abundant, I am wealthy, my health is like beautiful, delicious, resonance of yummy oranges and grapefruits and whatnot, like whatever you want. You are emitting the vibration with your voice. Okay, like you know, like oming, like a. So you want to vibrate all of this previous energy out. Okay, this is one way where you can actually kind of build this momentum. People used to do this, they call it prayer. Okay, but because really you're synchronizing, you're calling from the infinite field of vibration, you're calling in specific virtues, specific values, and then you're embodying them. And with that, you need to think it, you need to feel it, you need to speak it, and you're pushing out the residual. Now, why the subconscious is not your saboteur? Because these automations, these previous memories, this is simply an operating system that works for you in order to automate things. Okay, this is how we learn, because we build and reinforce loops, and we can then, from these loops, from everything that we know, like walking, talking, everything is a cycle that is recorded, so you can move, you can talk, and then you can create more complex combos. It's like phrasing. You learn to talk, you're like ah, oo, boo, be, oo, boo, boo, and then you can say ah, boo, 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 goo, 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 be, boo, boo, you. So this is then your language. How I can express myself with all these words automatically is because previously I have created all these memories for every single word, and then I can combine them into meanings, etc. And subconscious then is not a saboteur, it's really a beautiful computer that works for you automatically and automates all of your behaviors. But then in these behavioral patterns, there may be sometimes previously experienced restriction, where you don't have information, when you don't have experience that something is possible. So then simply automated behavior is to adapt to the restriction, to adapt to limitation, to adapt to what you don't have. Okay? With your imagination, you can expand that boundaries by starting to act as if something new was possible. You have to imagine how that would look like, how that would feel like, in order to teach your body and your subconscious mind if that thing was not in your experience previously. Okay? So I don't know, like you grew up in a broken home, nobody ever showed you love. You have to then create a visual, create a feeling for yourself if people are giving you love, and stay in that feeling and say, hey, my body, as I feel receiving love is like super nourishing, and like I'm allowing that, okay, and it's safe for me, it's cool for me to receive that, and now I can imagine receiving that love from many other people, I'm also giving permission to my automations to defragment the residual adaptations that are coming from the assumption that, like, I can't receive love. Therefore, I'm gonna over flirt, overdo, try to impress everyone, try to help everyone, try to feel miserable about myself, explain to myself how life is a bitch, and like what, like, so I don't need to use all of these behaviors, all of these strategies, because now I know on a foundational level it's cool for me. But if I don't teach my body that it's cool for me to receive love, yo, love is good, I receive love everywhere I go, like, bring more love, bring more love, bring more love. So it's not that even you had to be in a broken home. It's enough to have a few experiences where something don't work. Like, I had this all the time. I had this beautiful career and everything works out, and I had these beautiful friendships and everything works out, and then I change, people change, circumstances change, and then something is like doesn't go right, and I record it, and then next time I've kind of like, I've lost my ability to enjoy my work, or I feel disappointed about sharing my blessings because whatever, somebody didn't receive them well, or for many reasons. You see, you can create, so it's all the time a hygiene of your operating system to really, really sit down and purposefully, deliberately envision that best possible life. Because if you don't do this intentional type of living, then you're going to do automated living. And sometimes automated living works because we're in a positive feedback loop and things are just working out. But always, always, always with us and this complex multi-layered reality, we have something that's working. For example, you're financially well, but then health is something. Okay? Or these are working, but those are not working, right? So if you have time to do this self-work, then everything on the outside, on the peripheral reality, will be fixed. But if you do not change the inner matrix, okay, the programming, the automation, then your patterns are going to remanifest the same loops, because we're manifesting this reality all the time based on our script. And universe is non-judgmental computer. It's just going to reciprocate experiences because it's always giving us a feedback loop, so we can see what we are manifesting and then build on top of that. So make sure you're in a positive feedback loop, and then you can take external action, you can play with that reality. If you're having a negative feedback loop, you need to stop, and it's better, trust me, it's better not to do anything at all, not to give any action, not to give any word, not to give any thought about what's not working, but retreat into yourself and push it out, okay, until you can feel that it's gonna work. When you create that feeling inside of you, when you create that vision, premeditation, that it is going to work and it's going to work flawlessly and effortlessly, then your action's gonna be effortless. All right? Peace out.